name is Carla and I am the Stitchy Witch in Scotland. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of January, and I'm going to do a little update about what I've been up to, but I think I'm going to change the format of my videos just a little bit, just to, I don't know, try something a little bit different. I've been seeing people doing a sort of vlog style update and it looks kind of fun to do. And I was thinking, it also helps with not having to do like a whole big recording at once. And if you just get like little updates at a time and sort of put them all together, I think it's probably, well, we'll try it anyway. I don't really know if it's going to work for my kind of way of stitching or whether it works better for people who are doing the sort of games that they're spinning wheels and, coming up with all sorts of different exciting and fun games that you can participate in with them. I'm sadly not doing any of that sort of thing. I'm really kind of boring. So what I do is I just sit down every day and do a bit of stitching, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I don't really come up with that sort of thing. So we'll see. Anyway, so what I've got here is the beautiful Riverwalk charm. This is my oldest piece that I started in around the new year 2020. And I've got to about 50.5% now. My goal last year, well, my loose goal last year was to get to 50%. So I managed to do that. And I'm now at 50.5%. So I'm not going to do goals percentage wise. I'm not going to say like this year I'm going to try to get to 60% or anything like that. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to try to do at the moment is, my goal is just to finish this section. And when I say finish, I say that loosely because I don't like the word finish, because finish equals pressure. And I never like to put pressure on myself when I'm doing stitching. I like to feel like it's more fluid and that I can relax into it. And also, if I don't want to continue doing it, I don't have to. And that takes the pressure away and I can just put it away and bring out something else. So what I have actually done since my last whip parade is I've put quite a few of them away, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gone and, forever. But I have put them away because I want to just pick out things that I actually want to see progress on. And this is one of them because obviously it's the oldest. I want to get, I don't want to be still doing this one in 10 years time, I'll be honest with you. So that's why I'm kind of continuing and pushing on ahead. And so the rest of them won't get as much stitching time as this one will for sure, or the other one that I have a focus on. So Riverwalk charm, what I'm doing is I'm sort of working in rows and going along this way, which is interesting. Normally I work downwards, but now I'm like, why am I going to do that? Let's just try something else. So I've done this whole 10 by 10 block going across here. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to go back that way or whether I'm going to come back to the beginning here and go along that way, back to the beginning, go along that way. Depends on the symbols for me and which sort of direction I feel like it's going to make more sense. Because all the things that I've parked here, all the threads that I've parked are really for starting down this end, because they're parked probably, yeah, they're parked more on the left side symbol than the right side symbol of the same color. So it might make more sense just to go back here and continue along this way. So what I've done today is I've so far got, let me just quickly have a look at my pattern keeper and I'll tell you what I've done today. I've done 85 stitches and I'm going to continue just going along this way, like I said. So let's see what happens. I don't know. I'm going to just really do this very fluidly. I'm just going to go and I'm just going to wing it basically. I'm going to wing the recordings and how I present them and just see how we get on. So I've already done 5 minutes of this one and I'm going to finish that little bit there. Then I might start back here and carry on. So that's the plan for the moment. This is what I'm doing at the moment. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back again in for you, which is probably going to be like less than 2 seconds. And hey presto, I'm back and it's still Wednesday and I've managed to do 213 stitches since I last recorded, and it's all been here in this area. So I finished off this edge and I did a little bit more down here. So I think I'm going to go back to here and start all the way down to this end, because all my threads are parked on the left side of the symbol so that I can sort of snake. And I might snake over 2 squares, I'm not entirely sure yet, or I might just do the 1 square at a time. But it definitely doesn't take me a long time with doing tent stitch. It is actually quite confetti heavy, but I've kind of got used to the method now, so it doesn't take me a huge amount of time at all. So yeah, it's not, I don't think it's looking too bad, and I'm quite pleased with how my progress is coming along. So I shall be back soon again with whatever it is that I'm working on next. It's been a couple of days, and the reason being, you might have heard, is because we had a great big storm come along and hit us with a huge force. This is Storm Eowyn, and it came through from Northern Ireland all the way over to Scotland. And yes, it wasn't very pleasant. Thankfully, it's all over now. The sun is actually shining in the sky, so yeah. But there was some scary moments yesterday, Sunday, when it really sounded like there was a whole herd of elephants coming down the chimney. The noise that the wind made and the rattling windows and everything, it was actually quite scary. But I didn't get to do much stitching anyway, so I come back and decided I'm going to work on Sad Fairy, and this one is this is the regular size, and I'm working 25 count to 1 tent stitch, which, as many of you know, is my go-to. And I'm coming down on the right side of this, and I'm trying to get as many stitches as I can up here, particularly on her wing. And I started doing a little bit of cross country here. I want to finish that end. And as you can see, I was sort of doing diagonals here, and I was sort of doing columns here. So I've been doing a little bit of everything on this piece, which makes it interesting. Because then I can come to it and think, do I fancy doing a column? Do I fancy doing a diagonal? Do I fancy doing cross country? And I get a choice of 3. I'm not sure. The only thing I find about this one is that there's a lot of crisscrossing over the back. It makes it even thicker than it already is with 2 strands. I have tried many times working 1 over 1 full cross. There are a lot of places here where I had worked 1 over 1 full cross with 1 strand. But A, it takes so much longer, and B, I don't know. I just kind of prefer my tent, 2 over 1 tent, or half stitch if you get particular about the details. I don't really know if it's tent or half stitch, probably half stitch. And yeah, so I'm going to come down. I think I'm going to do some of this today, so I may come back and let you know how much I've done. I'm really loving, I love this area with all the blues, the different blues, and the way it comes down into these like lighter colors. I mean, the overall piece is actually pretty stunning. When you're working up close, it's just like blobs of color. But when you come right back, and I'll come right back now, you can see how, you know, it's very photo-like, it's very picture-like. Everything seems to come together. When you look at it up closely, it gets more and more blotchy. The further back you come, the better it comes together. Which is why I don't tend to be too, I don't know, too fussy about what I'm seeing, or too concerned about what I'm seeing when I'm actually working on it, because I know that when I pull back, things tend to sort of make more sense. So I will be working this one today, and I will come back and let you know. That's it, you just kill the basket. Okay, Misty, you're in a playful mood. Hello, I'm back again, and I think now we need to fast forward about another 3 days. It is Tuesday, the 28th, and I have come back after a couple of days of stitching on this one to show you my progress. I'm going to put a comparison picture here of what this area looked like when I left it, and I've done a considerable amount, and it's taken me ages, because this area is all confetti. I don't know if there's even 3 stitches of the same colour sitting next to each other on this whole section. So yeah, it's been a bit of a slog, but I really want to get this whole area finished so that I think this side of the chart is plain sailing after that, because it's going to be a lot of blues and a lot of greys. And as far as I can see from the actual picture, there's not much more to go of the flowers. I've already done the flowers on the left side of the chart, and probably maybe just a little bit more down here, and then we'll get onto the swing on this chart. So I think over the last couple of days I've probably done about 1,500 stitches. I don't know how I managed it with all the confetti, but I was really slogging through it as quickly as I can. Obviously going in 10 stitch does actually make a difference. It makes it actually quicker to finish those stitches. And if you look up here, you can see that I've filled in quite a number of gaps here, so I've only got another few blocks to go here before I come down, and I've got a nice neat line again. So I don't think that's a bad job at all. I've really sort of focused on this one. This has been something that I've wanted to do. And did I even say it, that I've reached 60%? I don't think I even said it. And this was the whole idea of me wanting to reach 60%, not thinking I would ever be able to. But yeah, 60% is where I am at with this chart. So I think that's a huge achievement. I've really made an effort at the end of last year and the beginning of this year. So I had calculated that I needed to do about, I think it's about 60,000 stitches by the end of this year to finish this chart. I don't know whether I still want to do all of those stitches and finish the chart by the end of this year. I don't know whether I want to keep that up with the same chart. I'm not very good at committing to something like that, because I know that there's other things that I have that I want to work on as well, and I don't like to just, you know, completely write them off for an entire year. So it's not that I wouldn't like to finish this one this year. It would be nice, but I'm also thinking about other things that are sitting there, you know, and not getting any work on. So I don't know, we'll have to see. But what I will definitely be doing is really sort of making it a bit more of a focus now than I had done last year. I think I'd put it away last year for a couple of months and I hadn't touched it, maybe even 3 or 4 months. Now I'm like, come on, we have to try and get a bit more progress in this. I'm also wanting to get progress on Riverwalk Charm, because I love it, and I feel like I also need to keep that one going, because otherwise if I just stop working on it, it'll go back in a drawer and it won't come out for another year. So I have to make sure that I keep bringing it out. The rest of them are just as and when, and I don't know how far I want to get, when they're coming out. I know that a lot of you say, well, my favourite is this one and my favourite is that one. The truth is, I mean, like a lot of us stitchers, we start a lot of things. We have a lot of things on the go, and then there comes a time when we just have to focus on certain things. And then sadly, sometimes things just drop off the horizon completely. As sad as it is, we just can't keep up with everything that we start. But I'm usually quite cautious with new starts. I don't really have that many. And I'm pretty good for now, just sort of trying to get things done, or as much done as possible. So this is where I am, and I think I'm going to end this video here and upload it, because we are almost at the end. We're very close to the end of the month now, so I think I'm going to upload this and just give you what I've got so far. Let's see what's going to happen next month. I do need a little while to get some progress, so I don't think I'm going to be doing like a weekly video or anything like that, because I think it's just going to be too difficult to try and keep up. And I don't really think there's much point in coming on and saying, oh look, I did 50 stitches yesterday and I did 100 stitches in the last day. Unless you really, really want to see that, then I don't think it's worth it. But over the course of a couple of weeks, say, or even 3 weeks, I think it might be more worthwhile coming back and saying, you know, I've put all this together and I've gradually added my progress. So we'll see how it turns out. I don't know. We'll see how it works. So I'm going to end this video now, and I'm going to go and see what it is I'm prepared to work on for February. Maybe I'll just leave it up to chance. Maybe I'll just continue with this one and with Riverwalk Charm. Maybe I'll bring out one of my other ones and we'll see what happens, but it'll be a surprise anyway. I also quickly just want to say thank you to the two ladies that brought me a coffee on Ko-fi. It was a really lovely gesture of you to do that, and I'm very, very thankful. I also want to quickly mention a new floss tuber called Mila Crafts. This is Caroline, and she has just uploaded her very first floss tube video. I'll leave a link on the description box below. Please go check her out. She's got loads of lovely charts and designs, and she's doing a lot of full coverage as well, which I know a lot of people like. And yeah, and she's also in my Discord community, so we get to chat quite frequently. So check out Caroline and leave some stitchy love. Also, before I depart, let me just quickly mention that there is a sale on my Etsy shop at the moment. It's still on for the next couple of days, and Needleminders do go pretty fast. So if you're interested in a lovely and original Needleminder, or just having a little browse, go and take a quick look because there is a sale. Yeah, I shall see you soon, guys. Take care and have a good end of the month.